I was in Detroit, Michigan, and I'd been through a conference. It was a seriously hectic, wonderful conference, and I got to Detroit late in the evening on Friday, and I was asleep before I hit the pillow. I mean, I was out. And it's 12:30 in the morning. Okay, got this? 12:30 a.m. Two huge black guys came busting through my door. I had the latch, broke right through that.
Welcome to the Ignite with Barry Meguiar podcast, where Barry's book and passion for spreading God's love are guaranteed to ignite your life. Now listen in and prepare to have your life ignited.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Ignite. I have a great story for you. There's a scripture that we all know that I practice and I have for many years, and that is from 1 Peter 3:19, I think it is, where it says, always be ready to give a clear presentation of the hope that's within you. Always be ready at any moment. Of course, the theme of our ministry is move everybody every day closer to Jesus. That's everybody, not just one a day. Some ministries say, find somebody today to share your faith with. Well, okay. How do I pick one? Out of all the people I could be with today that are, and 80% of the people around us are lost, out of all the people I could be with today that are lost and headed for hell, how am I going to pick one? And how do I pick the right one? And what about all the others I don't pick? We just forget about them? I mean, just let them go to hell? I mean, seriously, it doesn't make any sense at all. There's nothing scriptural about that, even though we've heard that all our lives. No, move everyone every day closer to Jesus. I didn't say get them saved. That happens on regular occasion. For the most part, it's a team sport. And you just want to move everybody every day closer to Jesus. And I often say to people who are in crisis, don't waste it. And they say, what? Don't waste it? What are you talking about? I'm in crisis here. Don't waste it. If you are a follower of Jesus Christ and you share your faith, he promises everything in life will work together for good. And you know my stories. I have all kinds of stories about how I went through hell. But I never lost my faith, and I use every one of those experiences to share my faith. Okay? And so it's a big point I want to make. I have a great story for you. I'm going to show you a prop very quick because I just walking by to come to my studio right now. Bill Feder is a great author. He's a great friend of mine, car guy. We see each other often at events all over the United States. And boy, he chronicles from Bible times to now how Satan does the same thing over and over and over and over again, like creating the problem, getting you to give up your freedoms, and then solving the problem he created, and then he owns you more. But the scriptures he uses and the life accounts of the bad guys, the other side, throughout the ages, is spellbinding. He has so much information. But in the midst of it, what do? And he just brought out this book, The Silence of Consent. Okay? He didn't know I'm doing this. This is not embedded content, but it is. I love everything Bill has written. But the silence of consent is basically saying when you don't say something, and you know you should, it equals consent. It's basically I endorse what you're saying. If I stay quiet and you're saying something wrong, and I don't say anything about it, then it really endorses it. It really does. There's a great scripture, of course, that says, when you know what you should do and you don't do it, it's sin. So anyway, that's a long way around to go and say, when you least expect it, expect it. And I had one of those moments. I got to tell you, I was in Detroit, Michigan last Friday, okay? And I'd been through a conference, and it was a seriously hectic, wonderful conference, and I got to Detroit late in the evening on Friday, and I thought I got tonight. I'm going to get a good night's sleep, and I'll be out ready to go. So I have a really big weekend coming up. So I was asleep before I hit the pillow. I mean, I was out, and it's 12:30 in the morning. Okay, got this? 12:30 a.m. Two huge. I'm not being racist here. Just telling you what they are. Two huge black guys came busting through my door. I had the latch, broke right through that and came rushing in at the foot of my bed. I wasn't laughing at the moment, okay? And looking back now, it's kind of funny. But at the moment, I was in shock. I did think about this. Karen and I have not had fear for decades. We don't fear anything because we know when you live for God's purpose, this is important. When you live for God's purpose, Romans 8:20 gives us this, I think it's the second most luxurious promise in the Bible. After John 3:16, he says, for now until you get to heaven, I'm going to make everything in your life work together for good. Wow. I mean, that's the end of fear. I don't have to fear. And so when I was dying in the hospital, when I had a joint venture party, I mean, you know the stories. I've been to the wall, to the brink several times, and I've never had fear. And I've just always wondered how God was going to get me out of this fast scared I have to say, okay, God, what do you have to do now? Here we go again. But when things go wrong, you start looking around. At this time, I didn't have a chance. But I did look back really just a couple of days ago. I was thinking, in this experience, I didn't have fear. They could have killed me in an instant. It certainly looked like they were going to. But they're right at the foot of my bed. What do I do? I said, what are you guys doing? And as it happened, I had Karen and I were in Dallas, and she went back to Arizona, and I went to Detroit, and both our bags went to Arizona. So they shipped it back, and it arrived like 11 o'clock at night. And my driver said, I will go and get it for you and bring it to the hotel and tell them to wait for you to call them the next morning. And so they started talking about my bag. And I said, my bag? Well, why would you? They didn't call me. They didn't knock on the door. They tried their key, and when it was locked, they just barged right through the door, and they didn't even have my bag. I said, where's my bag? Oh, it's downstairs. Nothing about it makes sense at all. And they were frustrated and mad and yelling at me, and I'm saying, "What? Go on, just bring me my bag." So then I get a call from the desk manager from her home. She calls me to tell me it was all my fault. What? It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm 82 years old. I just had two guys break into my room, and she's telling me it's your fault because your driver told us had to bring in that bag up to your room immediately. Well, he didn't say that. Obviously, that was not true. And what I tried to tell her wasn't true. She started yelling at me. Oh my goodness, this is so bizarre. So, I tried to go back to sleep and kind of did, and finally talked to the manager the next morning, and then she was wonderful. And she was horrified. And she moved me to another room, give me to a different environment. She said, your room's paid for, anything I can do for you. And I said, that's all it takes is a sorry, and, things happen. It's really a matter of how you respond to what you do. What do you do in the aftermath? You're doing everything wonderfully. I just love what you're doing. I appreciate you. In fact, can I give you a hug? And she kind of, yeah. And so I hugged her. It was not what she was expecting. Okay? There was three options there. One, I'm 82 years old. If I'd had a bad heart attack, I got to tell you, I could have easily had a heart attack and died. That would have been a problem for them to explain, right? If I was one of my friends who has a permit to carry and keeps a gun by the side of their bed, there's no question. You got two big guys coming right at you at 12:30. You're going to shoot them dead. That could have happened famo like that. Third option is, I got attorneys. If I want to make an issue of that, I can sue them for a whole lot of money. They have no defense. They broke in to a resident's guest room who was 82 years old at 12:30 in the morning. I think I got some legal palpability there. So that's got to be going through this manager's mind and everything. Instead, I'm hugging her and saying God bless her. And when I got up at 5:30, I was leaving my room at 5:30 Monday morning to fly home. I got, because she said, I said, is that your fault? She said, it is my fault. She said, these people work for me. There's going to be consequences. And for the time she told me that on Saturday morning, it bothered me. And I just thinking, that this is not right. So when I left her a message on Monday morning, I said, thank you. I had a wonderful stay. And because you all even come back, and please don't fire anybody on my behalf. Please don't do that. I feel terrible with that. It was a learning experience for everybody. So let's just take this for what it is, okay? And I love you, and I God bless you. Bye now. That was just a natural reaction. We want to move everybody. You seize the opportunity to move everybody every day closer to Jesus. Now, and then I'll quit. But just think of the turmoil. When I talked to the operator at 5:30, she answered bright and cheery. I think everybody's told, treat him really good. So she was bright and cheery. And when I told her I want to say thank you and let her know I'm going to come back, she said, oh, Mr. Meguiar, you're going to come back? Yeah, I mean, from what she heard, she'd never guessed that I would be saying that. The point being, throughout that hotel, I suspect there was a lot of commotion about how they made such a horrible mistake. And how this person is a Christian, and he loved on them and said, God bless you, and don't let anybody be fired. You know what the testimony of that is? I'm thinking about it now. I didn't do it for that reason at the time, but thinking about it the days since, I think everybody in that equation, I moved every one of them closer to Jesus. Praise God. Take the bad stuff, whatever it is, and use it to move everybody every day closer to Jesus. I mean, that's what we get to do, and look how much fun it is. All right, just encourage us. See you next time.
If you enjoyed today's episode, let us know. And don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review to help us reach more listeners. Remember, sharing your faith ignites your faith. See you next time on the Ignite with Barry Meguiar podcast.